Hello and welcome to another Tub Pilates video. Today we're going to be doing an advanced flow with the Pilates ball. There's a couple different types of balls. It's okay if yours is a little smaller. I prefer mine to be a little bit deflated. So grab your ball and make sure your box is nearby and we'll get started. Warming up with some footwork, we're going to set our springs to 2 medium or 1 heavy, 2 medium and 1 heavy. We want 3 springs on, so do what you know you like for footwork. We're going to put onto the reformer, take that Pilates ball, and we're going to kind of wedge it behind our back. It's going to depend on how deflated and if your ball is grippy at all. So you're trying to kind of wedge it under your butt so that you're propped up like this. We're going to take our arches to the foot bar. Hands can come behind your head or kind of rest down by your sides, whatever feels better to you. We're getting in some ab work as we get into our footwork. So arches of your feet, hip distance parallel. We're propped up, pressing it in and out. One thing that can happen when you're propped up like this is you kind of lose a little bit of a range of motion. So you can play around with maybe you need to scooch forward a little bit. Maybe you need to scooch back. If being propped up like this is not for you, you can get rid of the ball at any time. We're just pressing in and out here. Let's send the carriage all the way out. Come halfway in, tiny pulses for 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way out, all the way in. I'm gonna grab this bar here, take a little stretch. Slide up to my heels, toes flex back towards your nose, press off on your exhale. Keep those feet flexed so you get a nice stretch down the back of the calves. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Go all the way out, come halfway in, butterfly the knees for 4, 3, 2, 1, press the carriage all the way out, pull it all the way in. Last position here, slide down to your toes. We're still parallel. Press it out, go 1 calf raise, bend your knees, bring it in. So out, down, up, in. That's your pattern. We'll just get a couple more. Last one, press it all the way out and pause. Prance it out to finish up. Bend your knees, bring it in. Just go ahead and hook your feet over that bar. Your calves are kind of resting on that bar. We're gonna sit up nice and tall. If you wanna bring your legs to a little hover, little tabletop, we're gonna roll it down to those shoulders. Rest, and then we're gonna roll up to our teaser. So we're rolling it down. You can rest your feet on the foot bar or you can hover them, but make sure you're getting a little lower and lift. Let's get one more. All right, and relax. Okay, we're warmed up, abs are warmed up. We're gonna take our springs down to 1 light spring. If you have a button on your reformer, you're welcome to go 1 light button for a little bit more support. Grab your black box. We're going short box across the reformer, and we're gonna come up to standing. So if you wanna take that foot bar down so it's out of your way, you can. Come up onto your reformer, 1 foot on the platform, 1 foot on the carriage. We're gonna take that ball and squish it into the box so that we make sure we're putting pressure on the outside of our legs. And here we go for our standing splits. You're gonna send the carriage out. Hold it for a bit before you squeeze back in. The slower the better here so that we can really activate all of those little muscles down your legs. If you want it to be more challenging, you drop the springs lighter so that you have a little bit less support. Make sure you're still getting a squeeze on that ball and it's not just resting there. Let's get one more like this. Bring it in. We're going to grab the ball. The ball is going to come to our hands. Now, foot can stay exactly where it is. If you have room to take your arms out to a T, take them out to a T. We're going to reach that ball to the opposite ankle and then come back up. It's like we're getting a little twist, little saw. Let's get 3 more. 2 more. And last one. Tap that ball. And then we're just going to take our hands, rest the ball on the carriage, and we're just going to flip so we're facing this way. And we're going to go into a round of planking. So to set up, push that ball into the box and bring your knee, your right knee, we'll start on the right side, is going to be pressing that ball into the box. So it's kind of right at the knee, right at the thigh. Hands come down to the top of the box. You're going to take that left leg out to the platform. If you didn't drop your foot bar, you can have your toes up on the foot bar. You're welcome to drop to your forearms if you want. I'm going to stay on my hands. Send your carriage out. We're pressing that ball into the box and we're going to hold it here. Make sure you're keeping that squeeze. Try not to get a wobble. Try and just press and hold nice and strong. Check out your plank. Make sure you've got a long neck looking forward. And let's go little pulses. So we're rolling the ball and squeezing it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Let's shift forward and pull back. Forward and back. This move is coming from my left foot. So I'm pressing away and tucking back. 3, 2, 1. Lower the knee down. Bring the carriage in. Shake out the arms, shake out the wrists. We're going to take the ball over to the other side. So left knee, left thigh is pressing the ball into the box. Hands come to the box or forearms. Right foot is to the platform or the foot bar. Send the carriage out. We're pressing that ball in. Try not to wobble around. Watch your plank. We want a long neck, straight line from top of the head to the tailbone. If you're on your hands, tiny bend in the arms so we're not hyperextending. And now we go for our little rolls. Roll the ball up and down that box. Keep the pressure on for 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Oops. I'm losing my ball. Reset if you need to. Last little round, we're gonna press and pull with that right foot, keeping the tension on the box for 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Bring it all the way in. Shake out your wrist. Grab your ball. We're gonna get our standing splits facing the other way. So set that ball in the box. Turn the other way. The ball's gonna go in between your ankle and the box. So make sure there's a little pressure there to start. Toes are facing forward. Standing up nice and tall. Send the carriage out. Arms come out to a T. Squeeze your inner thighs. Pull the carriage back in. Nice long neck here. Try to resist the urge to look down. Keep everything long and lifted. Like I said, if you need it to be a little more challenging, you can go for that lighter spring if you have one, or you can focus on moving really slow. That's gonna make things a little more challenging too. Let's get one more like this and then we'll grab the ball. Reach down, grab your ball. We're gonna go for our little twist. Send the carriage out, tap that ball to the opposite foot. Come back up as you bring the carriage in. Tap. And come back up. You can come out to a full T if you have room. I don't have room because I have a wall here. But if you can sweep that ball right out to a T, that's perfect. Let's get 2 more. Last one. Bring the carriage all the way in and carefully climb on down. You can leave your foot bar down for this next part. We're gonna just set the ball here. Reach down and grab your black strap. We're gonna get some short box abs in. So sometimes we need to gear out for this if you're particularly long legs. So if you need to do that, go ahead, give yourself a little bit more space. I'm gonna throw on 2 more springs just to keep the carriage still. It doesn't matter what 2 you throw on. If you want to throw on all of them, you can. I just like a little extra weight on there. Okay. Bottom leg is hooked in. Top leg is under that strap. You're sitting in the middle of that box. Flex your foot back against that strap. We're going to start with the ball in our hands. We're putting pressure on that ball from both sides. Lean out to your 45 degrees. This is your starting point. We start and finish at our diagonal. So from here, we're going to dip the elbow down, pull back up. So we come up to just that diagonal. Watch your neck here, that you're not crunching your ear up to your shoulder. We want a nice long neck, as long as we can get. Let's get 2 more. Last one, dip. And then we're gonna hold that diagonal, pulsing on the ball for 3, 2, 1. Take that bottom hand, reach it down to the floor. Take that top hand overhead and just get that nice long stretch. All right, and then to finish up, this is a tough one. That bottom hand's gonna reach up, grab the ball, woo, and then we sweep it all the way up. We come the other way. That is a tough one. If you want to give that one more shot, you can. It's tricky with those long arms. All right, turn to face the center. We're going to take both feet hooked under. Flex back on that strap. Arms are out in front of you. Just a little roll down here. Inhale at the top. Exhale, tuck and roll back. Raise and lower that ball. Inhale at the bottom, and then exhale, bring it back up. So big breath in. Exhale, tuck your chin, round your back, take it back to about your waistband. Shoulder blades are still above that box. Raise and lower your arms, and then pull yourself back up. One more time, big breath in. Exhale, tuck and roll. Raise and lower. Pull yourself all the way up. Turn to face the other way. Your top leg is hooked in that strap. Bottom leg is hitched underneath. Knee is bent. You want to be sitting kind of in the middle of that box if you can. If you feel like you're falling off the edge with your thigh, that means you need to gear out a little bit more. Give your leg a little bit more room. Ball comes into your hands, pressing into that ball. Elbows are out wide. Lean out to your diagonal. That's your start and finish. And then we go for our dips, hinging from the waist, like you're reaching over a barrel or a pole. So it's not a collapse. It's a hinge, a nice little sweep down. Keep those elbows wide. Keep that neck long. Dip it out and pause. We're at a nice diagonal. Pulses on the ball for 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach that bottom hand down to the floor. Top hand hook overhead. And we take that nice little stretch here. One more big breath in. All right, bring that bottom hand up. Grab on the ball. And sweep yourself all the way up and then take it to the oppositional stretch. Turn back to center. We're going to do 1 round with both feet. We like to finish in the center. We don't want to finish on one side. Sitting up nice and tall. Oh, excuse me. Ball comes out in front of you. This time we're going to focus on a hinge back rather than rounding our back. We want to keep a tall, flat back. Arms come out in front of you. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, hinge back, flat back. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Pull it all the way up. Let's add in some pulsing now. Inhale at the top. Exhale, hinge back. Pulses on the ball for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull it all the way up. And you can take a little stretch forward. Come on out of that strap. You can gear yourself back in and reset your foot bar. So go ahead and pull that up. We're going to turn our box to long box. And we're going to drop back down to one light spring or one medium spring. The weight doesn't really matter, but a medium spring is going to feel like you have a little bit more support. It's not going to feel as loosey-goosey. So do what feels right to you. A light spring is going to mean a little bit more control is needed from your abs. All right. Scoot yourself up to the very edge of your box, even if you have to push away from the foot bar. And then we're going to take our toes to that foot bar. We're in our Pilates V, heels together, toes apart. Bend your knees, come up into a nice little ball. We've got our Pilates ball in our hands and we're crunched up. We're sitting up nice and tall. This is a little roll down work. So take an inhale at the top. On your exhale, straighten your legs, tuck your chin, roll it back. We're going all the way down. Reach that ball overhead. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, press into those toes. Sweep your arms up. Bend your knees, finish in that little ball. So inhale, send it out. Exhale, roll it down. Arms follow the ears. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, sweep it up. Bend our knees, bring it back in. Let's get two more. Inhale out. Exhale, roll it down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, sweep it up. Bend your knees. Last one. Inhale at the top. Exhale, press it out. Roll it down. Reach it back. And pull yourself all the way up. Go ahead and take your feet off the foot bar and we're just going to scooch back on the box. So the next move we're going to do is horseback. Depending on your box, this could be fairly uncomfortable. So if we get into this and this is not for you, it doesn't feel good on your inner thighs, one option you can do is if you have a yoga mat, fold it in half and lay it over the top of the box. That's going to give you a little bit of extra cushion along the sides of your inner thighs. So take the box and just and just set it on top of the box. Your legs are going to come out to the side as if the box is a horse. Straighten your legs, flex your feet, turn your toes in just a little bit. We're tilted inward towards the reformer. Let's not worry about the ball for a second. Let's just worry about getting into this position. We're going to take our hands to the corners of the box, shift your weight forward and lift your butt up off the carriage, off that box. So you have space underneath you. You're lifted up like the box is a horse. So right here, if this is hurting your inner thighs, hop off, grab your mat, lay it over the top. If you don't have a yoga mat, you could try a towel or even a pillow maybe, but just adding a little extra cushion to the edges of that box is going to help. So let's try again. Legs up, feet flexed, toes turned in. Shift that weight forward, lift the butt. Long neck though, keep the head up. All right, from here, let's lift. Let's see if we can lift our hands and hover our hands and hold it up for 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Does not feel great on the inner thighs. They do make boxes that are rounded at the corners. Those are ideal for this. Or if you have a ladder barrel machine. All right, now we bring in the ball. Feet out, hands come onto that ball. So we're still getting the support from our hands, but we're adding this stability element from the ball. So hands go onto that ball, legs up, feet flex, toes in, shift forward, press into that ball. See if you can get yourself a little higher. Squeeze the inner thighs. Squeeze the inner thighs for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. All right, next step. Ball is in the hands. This is hands-free. There are no hands to support us in this one. Get situated on that box, sitting up nice and tall, legs up. Big breath in, come up into your horseback. Ooh. Squeeze those inner thighs. Take that ball out and let's raise and lower, nice and slow for 3, 2, 1. Lower it down, bring that ball down. I think that's enough of that. Like I said, adding a yoga mat can help. And then the next progression in horseback would be to actually grab your straps and do some arms while you're lifted up in that. But if it's hurting your inner thighs, it's going to be really hard to grab those arms. Go ahead, hop off your box. And let's get rid of it. We're done with it for now. You can just set it off to the side. Set your springs for single leg and straps. So think maybe 1 medium. You could do 1 heavy even. 1 light is also fine, but we're looking at probably just 1 spring for this. Go ahead and lay down. Let's start with our right foot. We're gonna grab just the right strap. It's gonna go over the arch of our foot. Left leg is gonna go up to match it, and we're gonna hold the ball in between. So the left leg is not supported, but it's squeezing onto that ball. We're gonna start lower and lift. Flex your feet to go down, point your toes to go up, squeezing that ball, trying to keep it as still and even as you can. Lower out to about 45 degrees. We're gonna go bend, pulse, pulse, stretch, pulse, pulse. So little squeezes on that ball. You have to keep a squeeze the whole time so you don't drop it. So we're just squeezing a little harder. Float it up to the ceiling, grab that ball, hold in your hands for a second. We're gonna go scissor kicks. So get your mind in scissor mode. And then crunch it up. We're gonna thread the ball in between for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Come out of that strap, and let's get the same thing on the other side. Strap goes onto the arch of the left foot. Take that ball in between the legs. We start with our lower and lift. Squeezing that ball, trying to keep our feet even. Flex your feet down, point your toes up. Good, nice and even, little squeeze on it. Lower out to about 45 degrees. We're still holding that squeeze. We're gonna bend and stretch, and we're adding a little pulse on that ball in each position. Check in on your shoulders here and make sure they're not going uneven into those shoulder rests because we've got an uneven tension pulling on us. Just because only 1 foot has a strap, we still want to keep it all even. Press your legs out, float them up, grab that ball. Start your scissor kicks, slow and controlled. We don't want to be whipping the reformer around. And then we'll thread. So we're up in our forward flexion. Hi, Allie. For 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and reach back. Let's add on the other strap. So we've got both straps on our feet. Don't mind, Ellie dog. Take that ball in between the ankles. Let's do both sides, lower and lift. Flex those feet down. Point the toes up. We're evening up the sides. We're closing in on the end. This is a quick little flow. And let's finish up with our short spine. So 2 options here. If you want to grab onto those pegs to kind of ground yourself, you can. You need to scooch a little bit away from those shoulder rests so you have room. Your arms can also stay down by your side. Squeeze on that ball. Float your legs up to the ceiling. Butt's gonna lift, toes above nose. See if you can close that carriage. Bend your knees to your shoulders. Roll it down. And then press it out. So sweep those legs up, butt lifts, toes above nose. Bend your knees to your shoulders. Roll it down, press it out. Let's take it up a notch. We want to lift everything at once. So butt lifts up, like you're shooting up into the air. Bend your knees to your shoulders. Roll it down, press it up. So instead of rolling up, we're shooting it up all at once. Bend your knees, roll it down, press it out. One more like this. Shoot it up, bend, roll it down, press it out. Take your legs up, just pull back to get a little stretch. Grab your ball, come out of your long loops. Hang them up on the pegs. Sit all the way up. Let's take one last big breath in. On your exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale to center, and we are all done. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's advanced flow with the Pilates ball. If you're looking to add on a little bit more to your workout, check out one of our other mat videos or other flow videos. Getting in some stretching is also great to finish up. Have a great day. See you next time.